The angel of earth is the divine force that supports all life through the biogenic zone of the planet, which is the topsoil. It is the vital sexual organs of the earthly mother, where seeds are germinated and life generated and sustained. The angel of earth is crucial for man's survival, and healthy soil, plants, clean water, all contribute to abundance, prosperity, and vibrant health. Any civilization that deviates from sustainable agriculture is doomed to decline and fail. That is why the strongest, most robust societies have at their core a firm, unshakable foundation of agriculture, growing grain and fruit and healing herbs. In this video, we are going to discuss the miraculous powers of the angel of earth, but focus primarily on the lesser-known method known as geotherapy. Geotherapy is for strengthening the bones through the application of clay and mud packs, but it also has many other detoxification and healing benefits. A good place to begin is with a discussion about bentonite clay. Bentonite clay is composed of ash taken from volcanoes. The clay is dried in the sun, filtered, and it's available in many forms, including dry powder or as facial clay mask, ointments, pastes, and even hair treatments. When bentonite clay is mixed with water, it forms a thick paste. Bentonite clay stems back far into our past history. It's a traditional healing method for protecting the body from disease. It's even been reported that several traditional cultures living in regions like the Andes, Central Africa, the Middle East, and Australia have applied and consumed volcanic clays in numerous ways for centuries. Because the clay is readily available and requires no modern processing, it's easy to see why it's been a popular and a cost-effective way of detoxing the body. So what are some of the benefits of bentonite clay? Well, for starters, these are healing skin conditions, aiding in detoxification processes, protecting against bacterial infections, supporting digestive and respiratory processes, aiding in dental health, supplying nutrients, and even potentially helping with weight loss. Bentonite clay benefits your body in several key ways. It helps to expel toxins and heavy metals. It has antibacterial properties and fights off various pathogens responsible for disease. These include E. coli and the virus that causes staph infections. It nourishes skin and hair by balancing oil production, removing dead skin cells, clearing clogged pores, and even fighting bacteria. There are two types of bentonite clays. There's calcium bentonite and sodium bentonite. While calcium bentonite is used on the body both internally and topically, sodium bentonite has more industrial uses. So let's talk briefly about 10 top benefits and uses of bentonite clay. Number 1, it supports skin health by treating oiliness, poison ivy, dermatitis, and even wounds. Number 2, it aids in digestion. 3, it promotes weight loss, especially when used with a sensible diet. Number 4, it helps with thyroid function. 5, it boosts immunity by killing harmful bacteria and viruses. Number 6, bentonite clay helps improve the health of teeth and gums. 7, it removes fluoride from drinking water. Bentonite clay is an effective way to remove some of these dangerous fluoride treatments, which is found in the drinking water, which has also been linked to serious diseases such as diabetes, thyroid dysfunction, and brain damage. Bentonite clay is useful as a baby powder alternative. Number 9, bentonite clay helps cleanse hair. It's used for hair conditioning and styling because its minerals help to moisturize, soften, and even defrizz hair, especially curly hair. It may also help support hair growth and make hair shinier, reduce dandruff, and prevent infections that can affect the scalp. And number 10, bentonite clay has deodorizing effects. Because it acts as a natural cleanser and a bacteria killer, bentonite clay can help to remove odors from various surfaces. It's especially effective when combined with cleansing products like coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, baking soda, and essential oils such as lemon, orange, or even tea tree. How often should you use bentonite clay? Internally, you can take a half to 1 teaspoon per day, as many days of the week as you'd like, and there's no need to consume bentonite clay internally for more than 4 weeks in a row. To cleanse your intestines, for example, you can mix the bentonite clay with charcoal powder, psyllium husk, cayenne powder, and flaxseed. Take 1 tablespoon of this mixed in water in the morning and on an empty stomach. Take it only after you've had a bowel movement. This works wonders as an intestinal broom, removing old fecal matter, undigested food, and even parasites. Bentonite clay for skin. You can create a clay mask for your face by combining bentonite clay, rose water, apple cider vinegar, castor oil, or almond oil, or jojoba oil, and some lavender essential oil. You form up a thick paste, let it sit for several minutes, and then smear the clay directly onto your skin, especially anywhere where you have blemishes, red spots, irritations, or scarring. Allow the clay to dry, which usually takes about 20 minutes, and then rinse it off with warm water. Try doing this once or twice a week for the best results. If you have scrapes or bug bites, you can apply a concentrated amount of the clay directly to the troubled area, cover it with a bandage or a gauze, and then just let it sit for about 2 hours before rinsing it off. As a baby powder alternative, just apply a small amount of the dry clay directly to the skin and allow it to sit for several minutes before wiping or rinsing it away. To make a natural deodorant, apply some of this to your underarms. Bentonite clay for hair. You can combine about a half a cup of bentonite clay with 6 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and a half tablespoon each of castor oil and almond oil, plus a small amount of water. You just combine these ingredients and mix them vigorously, then let the mixture sit for a couple of minutes. Immediately apply this mixture to wet hair from the root to the tips. Then roll up your hair and put on a shower cap. Leave this mask in for about 20 minutes before rinsing thoroughly with a small amount of shampoo and some water. Then you can condition and style your hair as you normally would. Clay baths. By adding bentonite clay to your bath, you can help reduce swelling and soothe inflammation. Add about a half a cup of bentonite clay to your bath and massage your skin with it, or just allow the clay to dissolve in the water and soak in it for as long as you'd like. Then rinse your skin well with clean water. For dental health, you can actually gargle with bentonite clay. Try gargling the clay in your mouth with some water for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Similarly, like using a mouthwash. Then spit out the clay and rinse your mouth with clean water. My late wife was a big fan of bentonite clay, and I was amazed one day when one of our cats had eaten a mouse that had been poisoned. And of course the cat was poisoned, and she was clearly dying. Her jaw was locked, she was dehydrated, listless. I thought that was the end of the cat. Well, my wife made some clay water. It was probably like a cup of water with a tablespoon of the bentonite clay, and she used a dropper, and she would put the dropper in the cat's mouth with the clay water and encourage her to swallow it. She did this several times a day to keep the cat hydrated. Do you know that cat lived and it removed the poison out of her body? I was absolutely amazed. Recently, we did a geotherapy and a hydrotherapy treatment for my brother who was suffering with swelling and numbness in his foot because of poor circulation. I made up a batch of hydrated calcium bentonite clay with some water, and I added slippery elm, comfrey root powder, and barberry, though these aren't necessary. I applied the paste directly, coating his entire foot and leg, then covered the clay pack with a plastic bag. So we let the clay pack stay on his skin for about an hour and a half before going to the local spring to do a hydrotherapy treatment. My brother stepped into the creek where the cold water was flowing, and he allowed the angel of water to rinse away the clay in the current. We actually put a chair in the creek, and he sat there very comfortably and spent time meditating and going inward, doing some deep breathing. One can do this by going to a creek, sitting on the bank, and simply burying the affected area of the body in the clay that's in the water. When you do this, try to sit there for at least 2 hours, focusing on nature, listening to the birds. Just feel the cold water as it flows over you, and just breathe slowly. Fill your lungs with the angel of air. But you need to do this treatment as often as you can until you begin to see results. Learning to utilize the natural forces for your own health and healing is something that our ancestors revered and took advantage of. But our modern world has become too reliant on the pharmaceutical industry and their chemical poisons, treatments that only mask symptoms without bringing genuine healing. The angel of earth is really about healing, nourishment, cultivating healthy foods, healing herbs, and creating healthy children. The following is a beautiful excerpt from the Essene Gospel of Peace on the angel of earth.
Fourth communion is with the angel of earth. She who brings forth corn and grapes from the fullness of the earth. She who brings children from the loins of husband and wife. He who would till the earth with the left arm and the right, and to him will she bring forth an abundance of fruit and grain. Golden-hued plants growing up from the earth during the spring, as far as the earth extends, as far as the rivers stretched, as far as the sun rises, to impart their gifts of food unto men. This wide earth do I praise, expanded far with paths, the productive, the full-bearing, thy mother holy plant. Yea, I promise the lands where thou dost grow, sweet-scented, swiftly spreading the good growth of the Lord. He who scorns corn, grass, and food, soweth the land. And his harvest shall be bountiful, and his crop shall be ripe upon the hills. As a reward for the followers of the law, the Lord send the angel of earth, holy messenger of the earthly mother, to make the plants to grow, and to make fertile the womb of woman, that the earth may never be without the laughter of children. Let us worship the Lord in her.